Hey everyone, welcome to part 2 of the NeQter Labs demo. We are going to be looking at version 2.11.5. It's been quite some time since we recorded the last demo, so hopefully you will be able to see the changes between now and then. We will be starting off with reviewing changes to the Compliance tab with some enhancements there. We will be working through some other enhancements to other tools, and we will be ending with the new tab, Agent Manager. With the Compliance tab, we added a couple features here. One of them involves adding artifacts and attachment to the System Security Plan Builder. So for any and all controls, whether it be NIST, whether it be CMMC, you will be able to click into each control, and there is a new area, artifacts. So you will be able to upload a existing artifact that you have already uploaded, or one from your computer. And once you do that, you will be able to additionally preview the artifacts that have been uploaded and attached. Adding artifacts is going to be considered a change and will get tracked in the change history, which gets fed into the revision control process. There's also additionally a new artifacts area under the Manage column. And as you can see here, listed out by type, size, upload date, user, and we can see where they are attached. So additionally, you can click on an artifact to edit. You can add a description, and you can add to different controls. You can upload this artifact to those different controls, and we can also click into the control, and like we were just looking at, add the artifact from the list. Now, the artifacts will be listed in a new appendix, Appendix A, of the export. So if we generate this system security plan here, and we scroll down to the bottom, we will see the artifacts listed at the bottom and which controls that they are listed under and attached to. We can also additionally see the artifacts listed under each control individually. Artifacts are actually versioned under the revision that they are uploaded under. So you can get time-based artifacts when they were uploaded under that revision. That's the version that you will get, and you can download in a compressed zip file. Additionally, we added some changes to the reports area. So we have additional options where you can type in an organization name, system name, change the color, add a watermark. You can also specify a subset of statuses that you can export. We've also added in a poem area under the Manage tab that will allow you to see listed out all of the different tasks that you may have associated with different controls. You can export those as well. You can also download and export the list in a CSV. Next up, we have an enhancement to the logs area under Discover tab. You can now export logs again out into a CSV or a JSON. So you can export the current search, the last up to the last 10,000 logs. As you make filters in the logs area, if you're filtering down something specific, you can additionally export just the current search. And lastly, we're going to take a look at this new agent manager. So the agent manager is the new method in which you are going to deploy the NeQter Labs agent. So we now have a MSI installer for Windows systems. So you will be able to take that MSI, deploy it out through group policy, and all you need to punch in to that MSI install is the IP that agent is going to communicate back to the central NeQter platform. So once you do that, once the agent communicates back, it's going to be listed under the default area here. And this is where you're going to be able to manage and see what hosts are online, haven't been seen in the last 24 hours, or haven't been seen in the last 7 days, and the platform, i.e. if it's Windows, Linux, or Mac, which the new agent manager will support. So if we look at the groups that we have, you can create a new group, and you're going to be able to customize what you are going to be able to pull from each individual host or group of hosts. So you can pull metrics information. So you're going to be able to pull in CPU, RAM, disk, and network utilization for your different assets. You're going to be able to turn on and pull file auditing. So like in the Windows file auditing area, you're going to be able to see file touches, access, deletions, modifications. You're going to be able to input in different file paths, whether they be local or network. You're also going to be able to configure which event IDs that you're going to be listening for on each host that is within this group. So we can choose the event IDs. We have a couple defaults that you can select: Active Directory, maybe a local PC monitoring. So we hit apply, we hit save. They're all going to be listed here and color coded based upon a type of event ID: object access, log on, log off, account management, for example. We can additionally click through and add additional ones. You can also search across to see maybe you want to pull in Kerberos policy. Kerberos policy was changed, for example. Turn that on, hit save. It's going to get added here. Policy change. You can also add custom event IDs if there is a certain application or event ID that you want to track. No problem. Just type it in. It'll get tracked here. So you're going to be able to turn these on for the different operating systems. So for Windows, Linux, Mac, you're going to be able to add these settings for each one. And the different groups, you're going to be able to move hosts from group to group. And once the host, for example, if I move this host from the default group to the servers group that I have made, the host will move. And upon next update, it will absorb the new configuration settings that we have edited for this group here. So you can move the hosts around, add them to different groups. And I clicked on the host, and if you've noticed, we have the inventory area now located underneath the agent manager. So you're going to be able to see the individual information for each host. So all hardware information, CPU, RAM, user, disk drives. It will perform a smart test on the disk drives, which is nice, and color code based upon if it succeeds or fails. All software installed for each host. And with the new update 2.11.5, we also now have an audit log that will update based upon any changes to the software or hardware. So this new inventory system, as part of the agent manager, updates every 10 minutes. So because we're pulling for the individual hosts, if we look up at the top here, hardware, software, audit, we're going to be able to see all hardware across all hosts and search across the different systems for commonalities of software or hardware. So for example, we can see 7-zip is installed on 2 assets listed in the table here. We can search for different things. We can also download and export these lists as they are presented in a CSV format. So those are the major changes from, I believe, 2.6 was the last recorded demo. We are now on 2.11.5. We have some enhancements that will be highlighted in our quarterly webinar. And that is a wrap for this demo update.